Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing well. In today's video, I am going to be breaking down what the Twitter model is and giving an example of it. Quick shout out to the MMXM trader. This is his model that he has shared on Twitter for free. He calls it the Twitter model, and I have personally studied and used this model and have found it to be very effective, and I have a high win rate. So, what is the MMXM trader's Twitter model? Well, essentially, it is moving from external liquidity to internal liquidity on a smaller time frame and pairing that with a market structure shift and SMT. Okay, so you have the previous day's high to a 1 hour bullish fair value gap with a M15 market structure shift slash SMT, and then you look to only short above the midnight open and vice versa for longs. So for longs, it would be the previous day's low with a 1 hour bearish fair value gap paired with a M15 market structure shift slash SMT, and you would look to only long below the midnight open. Okay, so now let's get into the example. So on the chart here, we have the previous day's high here marked out, and on this previous day, as we were running up, we created this 1 hour bullish fair value gap that I have marked out here as a BISI, and that is completely unfilled on the 1 hour time frame. So we have the previous day's high here, and we have the midnight open here. So we open up here, we rally up, we take the previous day's high, we then form an SMT, we create a fair value gap right here, we then have this candle come down and close below this fair value gap and this swing low, so we have a market structure shift here with an SMT, and then we have this candle close below this fair value gap, inverting it. And this is right at the midnight open. Now again, ideally with this model, you would look to short above the midnight open. I think as long as you're above or near the midnight open, you will be good. And again, vice versa for longs. So for longs, you would want to look for a long below the midnight open, or at least right at the midnight open. Okay, so when you see that we've taken the previous day's high, we create an SMT, and then we have a market structure shift, you would then look for an entry here using this inversion fair value gap. Your entry would be right here. We have this candle close below, and you see when it wicks up, it retests the inversion perfectly. Alright, that is not random. And when it comes up, you would have a limit order right there on the bottom of the inversion. You would set your stop loss just above this candle's high, or if you wanted an even tighter stop, you could go just above the inversion. In this example, you can see that's only a 9-point stop, and if you put your stop here, that would only be 14 points. So I would put my stop in this example above this candle's high. It's a little bit more safe than just using the inversion. So you'd put your stop loss here, you would enter in at the retest of the inversion, and then you would target the 1 hour bullish fair value gap that we have down here that was completely filled from the previous day. And so if you put your TP right at the top of that bullish fair value gap, you would see here that you would have captured 165 points. Okay, now I don't know about you guys, but 165 point trade is really good and would be really nice. That would be over $3,000 per contract on NQ. Okay, and again, for longs, you do all of this, but vice versa. So you would wait for the previous day's low to be taken. You would map out a bearish fair value gap, a SIBI, on the 1 hour time frame. You would then drop to the 15-minute time frame, wait to see an SMT and a market structure shift, then look for an entry using something like a fair value gap, an inversion fair value gap, breaker block. Take your entry. Again, you would long below the midnight open and you would target the 1 hour fair value gap. So that is essentially all the Twitter model is. It is incredibly simple. It is not complicated. And if you guys start to implement some of these things into your trading, I guarantee you, you will start to find more consistency and success. Feel free to backtest this yourself and you will see that it has a pretty good win rate. So that is all for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed and found this insightful. If you did, give this video a like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.